All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome. Whoa, that was loud. Wars in the Stars, episode 113. I am, as always, joined by my pristine fellow co-host, Alex, that one guy. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Bad Batch Season 3 trailer, touch on Daredevil, which we know the first episode, basically, now it seems like. But before we get into all that, Alex, how are you doing, my man? It's been a couple weeks since we've streamed. Been light on the news, but how are we doing?
I'm doing well. I'm off today, finally, even though I was off 2 days ago. But
Finally, stop. Yeah.
I mean, so much just stuff going on in life. Restudying to get my temps. I was gonna take the test today, because now we can do it online. But I failed identity verification. I don't know who I am, so
whoa, that's not good, dude.
Yeah, had to unleash my inner Mark Spector. I guess I just am someone else now. But
so I'm Grant.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually go there to the DMV, which I loathe it. I hate it.
Oh yeah, you're not the only one.
The last time I went there, I stood in line for 3 hours to take a 20-minute test, and then I had to get back in that line to take a picture.
Right.
It was not cool. I was really mad.
Yeah, it's pretty archaic bureaucracy there for sure. They think you're Jake Lockley.
Clearly.
Meet my friend, Jake.
I literally did everything. I was like, oh, maybe my social security's wrong. Nope. Maybe my email's wrong. Nope. Maybe my name was typed. No, it all was right.
It was right there. No, it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
But what's funny is you have to turn on your camera to do it. I pulled out my social security card and I pulled it up to the camera. I said, because there's no audio, so I put a piece of paper. I said, how is this wrong? And I started fucking with it.
Speaking of social security numbers, I had a recent incident at my school. We got friggin' cyber attacked, dude. They got us, bro. They got us. They got us so bad we had to shut down our Wi-Fi. They got into our academic page. They got into our school page. They got into everything, dude. They didn't get our identity reported. Supposedly they didn't get any data, but it was this group called Glob, I believe, CLOB. They are a Russian hacker organization. They got us. We didn't have Wi-Fi for 5 days. For some people in this generation, it's like the end of the world. I read books. I went home. I was fortunate enough to go home, but I read books. I relaxed. I did the best I could. It's not the end of the world, people. Let's be honest here. It's not the end of the world. You don't need this.
I mean, hey, to some people it is, though.
It is, to be fair, but I think that's a problem. This is not the podcast for this, but I do think that this is good, the internet in some ways, but mostly it's the new form of drugs. Our generation won't be doing ketamine or whatever the hell they're doing, ayahuasca. We'll be doing this. This is our new drug. But no, anyways, it was a mess, and it's still not really that well resolved.
Yeah.
It's been surely interesting here, but
it's been a week.
It's been.
I don't know if you've heard about the TikTok drama going on with UMG.
No, what is this?
So UMG, which is the Universal Music Group, they have not come to an agreement with TikTok. They've actually started attacking each other. So that means artists like Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Justin Bieber, their music is no longer allowed on TikTok.
So any of their sounds
will now be muted and will not be playable on the For You page.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that. That's fascinating.
Yeah. And then there was in my world, in WWE, there was the Vince McMahon saga of events, which was just horrifying.
It's not surprising.
Not surprising, but horrible.
Right before WrestleMania, right?
Not directly. It was right before another pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble.
Oh, Royal Rumble. That's right. Yeah, that's what it was. That's
I
what
don't.
I saw.
Did you read the actual lawsuit?
No, I did it because I heard it on the news.
Mm,
I think it came out a day or so before, like, or maybe it was a few days before, but like Trump's lawsuit settlement with the
mm,
New York women in court. Because it was so weird. Because I saw like a bad video. It was like a meme of like Trump and Vince McMahon. I'm like, oh, this is not
mm.
the right thing right now. I didn't see it exactly. So what's up with that? What's up with Vince? I know
So
he resigned, I believe, right?
yes, he resigned from the TKO board. He was the
Doesn't
chairman of
his
the board.
daughter own the company or something now?
She
Or
was the CEO, but now Ariel Wani, or no, that's somebody else. Somebody with a similar name. Uh,
right?
he owns it, but his son-in-law, Triple H or Paul Levesque, he's he's the chief content officer for
Okay.
WWE. So amidst like all of this, like The Rock became a board member of TKO.
Okay.
Netflix and WWE came to a $5 billion deal. So
Wow.
yeah. So somehow Netflix has all that money still. I don't know how. They're losing subscribers like crazy. I want to know where the money's coming from.
So now that's all going to be exclusively on Netflix. Is that the thing?
Monday Night Raw is. So they only bought the TV rights for Raw. So
Is that
USA Net,
big?
yes, that's their second biggest show. So
But
SmackDown
like,
SmackDown right now that's on Fox will be going to the USA Network, and then NXT, which is their like developmental show, will go to
okay.
the CW.
Yeah, there's a lot. I know there is a lot. I know that.
Yeah,
I
but
know, but
then
Raw's been around for a long time.
30 years on the same network, 30 plus years on the same
What
network,
was it on?
the USA Network,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Raw's been
so
around. Yeah.
uh, this all happens, and then the Vince McMahon lawsuit comes out that alleges that he was practicing in sexual abuse, sex trafficking with potentially Brock Lesnar and other people inside of WWE.
I didn't hear this. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, it alleges that it was a former UFC heavyweight champion. Who else would Vince McMahon have a close relationship with than Brock Lesnar, a
Brock
former
Lesnar.
UFC heavyweight champion
Right.
who was constantly on WWE TV?
One of the greatest fighters in history.
Yeah. Um, and so this all happens, just if you so the a part of the lawsuit had like text messages
Uh-huh.
that allegedly Vince McMahon sent out, and they are horrifying to read because this man
Really?
is like in his 80s texting all or 70s or something like that, texting all this just nasty stuff,
Heinous. Yeah, terrible.
like gross.
Well, he's always
So
been alleged for a long time of workplace like
mm,
misconduct and like so it's
well,
like
that's
come on.
why he stepped down in 2022.
Originally, right?
Yeah.
Like come on. Yeah, like
Like he stepped down for that reason specifically. And so it's just nuts. It's been a nuts week for pro wrestling. It's been a
yeah.
nuts week for everything. Poor colleges are now getting cyber attacked.
Small college in Maine gets cyber attacked, bro. Oh. Um, let's get into it. Bad Batch. Thoughts?
Dude, solid. I'm
Solid.
excited.
Solid. Bro.
So here's my kind of outlook on this. So I recently have started watching anime. I'm starting to watch Demon Slayer. I finished the first season last night.
Okay. My boy Braden's trying to get me into it. So I might have to start watching too. Is it good?
Season 1 of Demon Slayer is pretty good. I gave it a 7 out of
Okay.
10. Just for some personal problems with the show, you will probably like it because there are some a likeness to other popular series, but it's a really fast watch because
Oh, that's good.
I watch it basically in 6 episode increments,
Okay.
and all the episodes are 20 minutes.
Oh, I like that.
So you watch 2 hours basically every day.
Right.
But yeah, so to have this, because I'm going to be starting another show by the time the Bad Batch is coming out. I'm going to be excited to finally have something to fill the gap because that's kind of been my problem. Is unfortunately, Bad Batch is returning back to weekly releases for episodes. Bad idea, because this was the problem with season 1 and 2. Is that if you binge watch these episodes, they're really good.
So better. It just flows better.
Yeah, but if you watch them weekly, it's really, really hard to watch them.
Right.
Because the problem is they never end on like a cliffhanger that's like, ooh, I gotta know what happens next.
Right.
It's always just like, oh, well, why'd you stop it right there?
Yes.
So I'm excited for this time because I'm gonna have other shows in between to keep me over, and then when Wednesdays or whatever they're coming out roll around, I'm gonna be excited. I actually don't know when season 3 comes out.
February 21st.
Correct. So that is
A month? About a month, right?
yep,
Like exactly a month.
exactly 4 weeks. Until then, which means they are coming back on Wednesdays. I could have sworn that there was something about going back to Fridays, but
Oh, who knows? Who knows anymore? So some weeks, so they are releasing 2 episodes.
yes, which is good.
Thumbs up. So that means they're like, hopefully, like mini arcs, right?
Yeah, and that's what
The
they
first-
did for season 2. So
Right. I'm hoping that they're like, but they're doing it, I think, more frequently than they did. There's only 15 episodes, not 16.
Thank God.
I was thinking about this too, because the first season came out. We talked. It's the first Star Wars thing we talked about, and it came out in what 21.
Crazy.
I was thinking about the show's only gonna last less than 3 years as an animated show. Think about how long Clone Wars. Like Clone Wars was like, if we don't count season 7, it was still like 6 years of the show. Rebels was what 5, 4, 14 to 18 maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
4 or 5 years, and then now this is only going to be 3 seasons, and then but I am excited.
but I like that though. By the way,
I do too.
like
no, I agree. I agree.
I think don't let shows overstay their welcome.
Right, it's a big problem we have today.
Yeah, a lot of shows like I will say this. I think in a vacuum, I think the storytelling of the Bad Batch is pretty good.
Yep.
It's just again the release cycle of it is not. It makes the show a lot harder to watch, episode by episode.
Right.
If you watch it in 3 episode watches, it's easy. The show flows super well, but episode by episode is rough, dude. It is rough to watch it like that.
Yeah. Well, I remember we were coming off at this point. We were coming off like kind of when it came out in 21. We were coming off like kind of a big high.
Yeah.
Was Loki out? What was out at that point?
Let me see when it came out. So it was coming out May 4th of 2021.
So Loki hadn't come out yet because Loki was June. So no, but we remember how good that first episode was. I'll never forget talking. It was so good, and then there was like a cliff.
And then it just went. It was literally so high, and then it literally just nosedived down.
The finale is good. Season 1 finale.
Yeah, really good.
The start of season 2 is a bit of a like struggle. And then the latter half of season 2 is I have to admit it. It might be the best Star Wars from last year.
Yeah. No, I can
Some of the best Star Wars from last year. I mean, Tech's death, like the Crosshair episode, Cody, like all that stuff is fantastic.
I remember an episode, like it just came in my head, the Crosshair episode when he's on that like snow planet, I think.
That one.
That's so good.
The imagery, like all of it. I will say one thing. I am having a hard time. Like I was thinking about it. I'm like, how did the show end? Like I literally did not know. Like I'm having.
Yeah, it was weird because I felt like the season ended at Tech's death, but it didn't. There was like a whole other part that came afterwards.
Which I will say that was weird because it was like at the end of the episode and it felt like it needed to be a bigger thing than what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Omega got captured.
Right, and Sid betrayed them, which, by the way, fuck that bitch. Nobody likes her.
Yeah. But like season 3, I mean,
Big
it's
stakes.
big stakes because we have to imagine what's happening at Mount Tantus. They're probably doing, Bad Batch in a vacuum is served as a Rise of Skywalker supplement.
I don't know if it's Rise. I think it might be the Mandoverse.
But I think the Mandoverse is in that same vein.
Okay,
Where they're
that's fair.
trying to explain the one singular memed line of the Rise of Skywalker, somehow Palpatine returned.
Which I will admit kind of sucks. Like trying to I don't want shows to fill in gaps.
Yeah.
I would be okay. Like, listen, I think the strong point of the show is the rise of the Empire. That's the strong suit.
Yeah.
The Tanta stuff to me is like kind of okay. I mean, it's
Yeah,
cool.
it's cool,
But like the cool thing to me is like the phase it out of the clone. Like questions we've had since we saw Revenge of the Sith. How did the clones get phased out? How do we get stormtroopers? What happens with the Jedi? Like where do these clones go? And especially after watching Clone Wars, and we build these connections to the clones. Like what happens to them? That's always been the interested point.
Yeah.
And again, Tantus does go hand in hand with the rise of the Empire, but again, and it kind of connects to Camino cloning and stuff like that. I get that. But like again, it's not as interested as that dynamic between clones who stay with the Empire and then clones who leave. So that's how I view it. But continue with your point about Tantus and the connection to somehow Palpatine returned.
I think that's what it's gonna be because Palpatine in the trailer talks about whatever you need to help secure the foundation of this empire, you can have it. We can see that somebody in the Empire already was experimenting with Force-sensitive cloning with Moff Gideon. Right. So I think it all is going to go hand in hand. I wouldn't be surprised. Hot take here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Moff Gideon mention in the season. I think he'll be young into his Empire career, but
I think it'd be interesting if he was on Tantus, and that's how he gets the idea. I think that'd be like a good way to do it. He's just an officer on Tantus, but he knows about the cloning. My clones.
So I could
but what do you think is the connection? Because we've kind of been waiting for an answer on Omega. We keep getting her hyped up as this, super interesting female clone. And while she is cool, it's like, what's different than her about? Yeah, go ahead. I'll keep going. What is different than her compared to Boba, right? So that's the thing for me. It's like it's all right, don't worry about it. It's like what differentiates Omega from Boba in their specialty.
Well, not only are we thinking about Omega, but the one chick in Mount Tantus is her sister.
Is that confirmed though? Didn't they?
Yeah,
did they say they do say
that? She's the older version of Omega.
That brings up a lot of interesting questions then, right?
It does.
Because they were cloning that doesn't. Well,
my question also is, how did Omega and this one girl get made? Who in there was tinkering and said, "No penis, add vagina"? Like,
but still identical to Jango.
Yeah, somebody pulled up a picture of Tamora Morrison and just put on longer hair. Showed the Kaminoans and was like, "Give me 2, please."
I'll take why?
2. Yeah, why?
And why? Like why? Like I get what happened with 99, right? 99. Like I get that. But like why? Why did they need like did Jango ask?
Yeah, Jango's like, I would ask
2 daughters.
like 2 daughters, please. He's going into the Kaminoans to make like a child order. I would like 1 son and 2 daughters, please.
Well, we know Omega was oh my god, Nala Se. Is that one of them? Was Nala Se is like a little that's a Nala Se project. So is this one like Lama Lama Su?
Yeah.
What's the other one that freaking dies and then there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's too many of them.
There's a lot of Kaminoans. They're all dead now, so like, who cares? But like, sorry,
It's true
but
though.
um,
I could just imagine Django though going on Amazon being like, I'll take
yeah,
$2, please.
like what? Yeah, I'm curious why. Why? I'm just so
Mm,
interested in their creation. What was their purpose, especially if they were being like hidden?
yeah. I think we'll have to. Well, I think that's
What do you
that's gonna
think?
be.
Well, I still don't know. What do
I don't
you
know
think?
either. I don't know either. I think we're gonna figure it out though. I think we're gonna figure
I
out
really
why
hope it's not a
Omega and that
force
one.
sensitive thing. Please don't be that. It's just
Watch
so
him
boring.
be. Watch him be force sensitive.
It's just so boring, Alex. It's so boring. It's so lazy. It is. It's boring to me.
Hmm. The
The
force
whole
is in
cloning,
everything.
the whole clone and force thing is boring to me. It is so boring. There's so
Hmm.
much more intrigue and like a new character that has a force than the cloning thing. The goddamn like I still don't like you've explained to me 1,000 times. I still don't understand how Palpatine is alive. He transferred his essence to a different body. Uh la di da di da. He looks like he does. And then the Snoke thing is the Sith Eternal. Just that's their thing.
They needed a puppet.
And then Palpatine's trying to find a new vessel for his body, for his
Hmm.
mind, his soul. So if we're gonna use that, does he want to use Omega as the vet? Like what?
Oh
Like
no. And what's also so sad is how many theories have come off of Omega in her creation because of just how Star Wars fans are. That clearly Omega is not American, so clearly she's Rey's mother. Because everybody else who's not American is British
right,
or
because she's totally
yeah,
not yeah,
from New Zealand.
yes. What is his like religion or cultural practice? What are they called? Starts with an M.
Mormon?
No, no,
Oh,
definitely
you're talking
not
about
Mormon.
Are you talking about Star Wars or?
Tamora Morrison. His like his
Oh, God, and I know it too.
you know it, yeah. Whatever. Yeah, because like yeah, Tamora Morrison's like
God, yeah, I don't know. He
such a
talks
dumb.
about it too. He talked about it in the book of Boba Fett behind the scenes. I don't know.
Yeah, Omega's not Ray's mom.
Yeah, no.
That's also been answered.
It is, but people still want to cling on to
It's
it.
also answered. It also doesn't timeline make any sense.
Omega would literally be like in her like almost 50s,
Having Ray.
having
Having
Ray.
Ray.
Yeah. But then, like also again, just like look at Ray's mom. Like they don't look alike. I don't know, man.
Dumb.
But
Dumb take.
yeah, so I could also see like um Omega's like whole thing that she was created to try to have a force to like make a force sensitive clone with her. Again, I just my question would be why make two of her?
Yeah. What was up with the first one?
Um and then I will say I do have a nitpick about this trailer.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like this trailer showed too much.
It does show a lot of people that's gonna be in it.
Well, not only that, like the big surprise at the end, which we'll go into, we'll explain.
Right.
Like it just outright shows Crosshair joins back with them.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it, right?
In multiple shots, he's there.
There's like a shot, right, that like he's in the background, right? And he's just
Yeah.
with them.
And there's the shot where they're like standing off and Crosshair's gun is in the frame.
Right.
So maybe it could get revealed it's not Crosshair, it's someone else. But I highly doubt it.
Yeah, they
I
revealed
highly doubt it.
Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf, Ventress.
Do we want to get into that?
Let's get into Ventress, because I know there's questions. How is she here even though she dies in Dark Disciple? The only thing that we've been told about it is that the Bad Batch Season 3 will respect the Dark Disciple storyline.
Which I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Timeline-wise, how does this work if the Bad Batch takes place after the events of the Clone Wars?
So
Does
what
she
we
not
can
die during
well,
the Clone Wars?
no. So she dies afterwards. Or no, actually, I believe she is. I don't know. I don't remember the timeline entirely. Because if we remember, Dark Disciple was going to be a season of the Clone Wars or an arc of the Clone Wars,
An arc,
and I
right?
believe she dies to Dooku. So the way that I could see this is I could see maybe the Venture stuff being flashbacks. I can maybe see Ventress getting resurrected through Night Sister magic. And
I don't know how I
then,
feel about that stuff, bro.
or what I could see when they say that they're going to respect it, I think we could see the Dark Disciple arc happen. And then we find out that what they're going to say about the arc is that it doesn't happen in the events that it happens in the book. Like the same outcome happens, but the
She
events are
dies.
altered. Yeah. So, but then I could just see that the events are altered to fit the Bad Batch narrative because we've seen this
People are
happen
gonna
already.
get pissed.
We've seen this
People are gonna
already,
get
in
pissed.
not just we've seen this in previous arcs. We've seen this in the Bad Batch. They've changed complete arcs from comic books or in books. Kanan Jarrus's arc was completely changed, or not completely changed. The events stayed the same,
Right.
but they were altered to fit in the narrative of the Bad Batch. And I could see that happening here.
People are gonna get pissed.
They're gonna get pissed regardless, unfortunately. So, but
I don't know how I feel about it because I didn't read Dark Disciple, obviously.
yeah, I think it's one of those cases that I think Dave Filoni kind of just understands at this point. Your viewership of who reads books and who doesn't is marginally too small.
Right.
Like, I would say 1 in every 25 fans reads books.
Right.
Or keeps up with the books.
Right.
Like, I feel like there's more people who keep up with the books than actually reads them.
Right.
So that's my whole thing. Is in my personal opinion, I'm fine with this. I feel like this kind of retconning is okay.
Yep.
Because you can easily say, like, it's like what happened with Ahsoka in her book versus what happened in like Rebels or anything like that. You can easily just
Tales of the
say,
Jedi. Right. Yeah.
Tales of the Jedi. You can easily just say the book was her recalling events, and she just recalled them incorrectly.
Yep.
And I feel like that's not a. I feel like it is a cop out answer, but I don't feel like it's a bad cop out answer. You can easily just say that Ventress, thought these events happened closer in the events of the Clone Wars than they did. Because you have to remember the way that season 1 of Bad Batch ended in season 2 kind of picks up right afterwards, but only like season 2 takes place only a few months after season 1.
Right.
I think they said it was like literally like 2 or 3 months afterwards.
Right.
And so I could see the same thing happening here. I could see instead of months, I do think it is going to be years because they kind of allude that Omega's been gone for years.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a 1 to 2 year time jump. And I could just see it that they're going to say the book was off by 2 years and that Count Dooku was dead, clearly.
My whole thing with it is I agree with what you're saying mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I think the medium you're introduced in, at the very least, is the one you should die in. You shouldn't die in a lesser medium because that means less people know about it. Like in the case of Ahsoka, she'll probably die in live action.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense. That's a higher medium than animation. More people are going to watch it. Just like more people will watch animation than read a book. More people will read a book than a comic.
Yeah.
So like her dying always in a book like kind of irked me. And again, I'm not like diminishing. I think books are great. I read books. I'm just saying, for in the case of Star Wars and the general audience who likes Star Wars, they're like, oh, LOL, she ties in a book. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's it's not great. Um, so I think we don't know if she dies in this. Also, right? We don't know that the answer to that. But I think it would be more appropriate if this is the last time we see her. And again, a lot of people are going to give. And again, Filoni is the lead producer on this, I believe, right? He's not
Yeah, he's not the writer.
He's not the writer.
But what we also have to take in mind is around this time would be around when he was in the Mandoverse era.
Yep.
Getting ready to take into his new spot at Lucasfilm. So
as the chief, creative officer.
mm,
I I've always been fine with it. I know a lot of people, especially in our sphere, have a problem with it because they're passionate. They like that medium.
mm,
But to me, I think every time he's taken these characters, I think it's been a better story.
Yeah. My thing is this is it's like you said, you're not going to please everybody.
Right.
I feel like if the story accounted for Ventress to be here, then I feel like Ventress should be here then.
Yeah.
If there's a problem with it, like it's nowhere near as good as the book, then yeah, there's problems to be had. But you have to remember, again, 1 out of every 25 people are going to read the books. So you're going to upset 1 out of 25 people.
Yeah.
That'd be different if this was like, oh, Palpatine died in the series. That would upset a lot of people. That would upset 25 out of 25 people.
Yeah.
Because you're changing huge story elements. Ventress was never a live action character.
Right.
So you even have a smaller audience watching The Bad Batch because it's animation.
Yep.
Even smaller because it's not the Clone Wars. Even smaller because it's not Rebels. So you're in a vacuum of setting a smaller and smaller party of people.
Right.
So that for me is where I say that, like, I trust the writers of the show that every time they've done something, like they've changed something, it's always been for the better. So I trust it. And again, they've already said that they're going to be faithful to Dark Disciple.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. Wolf seems like he's working for the Empire. I think a very obvious thing there is he's the informant on the inside for Rex.
Yep.
I think that's to me was kind of obvious. I'm trying to recall things from the trailer, but for the most part, I mean, we're in for a ride, for sure. Yeah. We're in for a ride. I'm. What's your excitement level at out of a 10? Like
probably
6.
A 7. Yeah, 6 or 7. Like, I'm excited for it, but again, it's just kind of like, again, when I'm going to be watching another show simultaneously, I'm not going to be as excited to watch The Bad Batch because, again, it's releasing in a really bad way.
Should they have adopted the what if model?
Like daily?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a lot. 15 episodes.
I would just say you could even do it like how Invincible's doing it. Release like 4 episodes at a time.
They could do that.
You could do 4 episodes every week. You could do 4 episodes
every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Like stuff like that. It's enough that, you can carry over into the next time. I just feel like once a week is too little and isn't going to excite people enough to want to watch it.
You never feel satisfied as a viewer, especially if it's like a one of those adventure of the weeks and you're just like,
yeah, you're just like, oh, so we wasted time here. I wasted 20 minutes of my life for literally no reason.
I'm like, okay. I mean, that's a chance we take. That's a risk, we love it. I love watching it. Wouldn't still watch it. I think it's fair to critique it still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I do it when The Mandalorian does. Like when it's not a good adventure of the week, I'd be like, hey, this is not good. Can we not do this? And again, some people might like it. And I know this is made for children. I get it. It's made for kids. But Doesn't mean it can't be. That's the cop out answer I really dislike. I know this
Mm,
like oh it's made for kids. What does that mean? That
yeah.
doesn't mean it can't be good,
Mm.
right? That doesn't mean like oh it made a
And
lot of money. It made a lot of money. What does that mean? That just a lot of people
and again,
watched it.
it's also like I'd argue, yeah, it's for kids, but for what kind of kids? Because this show's dark.
Yeah. I would
Like
say Star
again,
Wars in our lifetime has been way more dark than it was ever.
yeah. In my opinion, Star Wars most of the time is not for kids. Star Wars is more or less for that 16 and up because they explore some really dark tones of life. Like again, we have to remember so much of Star Wars was inspired by like actual war.
Right? Hence
So
the name.
yeah. So it's like also it's like if you're gonna say the Bad Batch is for kids or Rebels, like I would say probably out of the three big animated shows, I'd say Rebels is the most kid show out of
Yep.
all of them. Even then, Rebels still has some like, oh, we just watched one of the main characters get blown up.
Yeah.
Or oh, we just witnessed like Ezra like force somebody to commit suicide.
Yeah.
So Star Wars is not like this super light tone show or this light tone product.
Season like 3 through like 6 of Clone Wars is still crazy.
Yeah, you
There's no way I
literally
would let like an 8-year-old watch like Maul chop Vizsla's head off or
or
like stab
or
Sabine.
or Savage be like behead an entire like table of people.
Oh, that was crazy. Or literally like he like kills a Jedi by like with his horns, bro. He literally like
Yeah,
stabs him.
like
I was like,
impales like that one girl. Like yeah, it's like it's crazy. So it's
there's some crazy
that's what I'm
stuff that
saying is
happens.
like Star like you cannot fall back on Star Wars is for kids. What kids are watching this stuff?
Because when I think
Because
a kid, there's no way like bro, I remember when I was a kid and I watched A New Hope, I'd have to skip like as like a younger kid, I'd have to skip the cantina scene when like Obi-Wan chops the guy's arm off.
yeah, they should have
Like
blood all over the floor.
right. I'd skip the Rancor scene. I'd skip all of Tatooine and
Mhm.
Return of the Jedi.
I
Like, bro,
remember, I
that's
remember,
terrified.
I went on a whole when I was like 8 years old until I was like probably like 10 or 12, like in that range. I couldn't watch the Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight. I was too scared. I'm watching one of my goats get cut in half and then set ablaze.
Right.
I was
Ah,
traumatized. I was
right.
traumatized. Star Wars is for kids until it's not.
Bro, I'm not like also like I think we can appreciate Star Wars now as you get older. Like you appreciate
Mhm.
the religious, the political, the historical themes of it. Which is what any great movie does, or any great series does.
Mm,
Uh, yeah, that's what I gotta say about the Bad Batch trailer.
correct.
Daredevil. So the Daredevil is
Daredevil leaked
currently
again.
Daredevil leaked again. A bunch of leaks. You talk while I pull some stuff up. What do you think? They're filming in New York currently.
Yeah, great.
So,
Hey, good to finally get some real set pieces. Um, now some of these leaks, like I haven't seen all of them like you have.
hmm,
Straight up seeing the picture of Karen, Foggy, and Matt was just like, oh, well, guys, we could at least use some subtlety here. Like they're just walking about.
well, I can pull up some from today. This is
There
new.
is more today.
I just
Dear
saw some
God,
today.
why,
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
man? Why?
We got Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio filming a scene together. What the what? Wait, timeout.
What?
Thoughts. This is
That's gonna be
crazy.
huge.
They're
I.
filming a scene together?
What if this happened in like the middle of the season?
That's crazy. What did they film? Wow. So also there's been stuff coming out. This is basically season 4. They've revamped the show.
Yeah,
This is
again,
season 4 now.
last time we spoke, we kind of talked about the Defenders universe was officially added to the MCU timeline.
Right.
Uh,
Now
which
again, bits and pieces,
bits and
probably.
pieces because I don't think they're going to keep Iron Fist or Luke Cage. But
No.
I can see everything
Punisher.
else. Punisher.
Punisher.
I'm surprised we haven't seen him yet in the behind the scenes. I'm surprised we haven't seen him yet.
You're getting me excited, Alex. Don't get me excited.
I'm just saying, like, I'm super stoked for the show. I hope it
Dude.
comes out this year.
Eh.
I hope it does. I would be okay with a December release. Going into January, February-ish time, I'd be okay with it.
I mean, they said January of 25. I think you could hit that.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, this show, man, just
Dude,
it's
so
getting leaked
excited.
like crazy, but like I'm so excited.
I love what you called it when you texted me and you're like, Daredevil leaked again. I was like, that's good.
That's
That
what
was
it is,
really funny.
though. Like,
Here's some more pictures of bro. He just like bro. Charlie Cox is Matt Murdock again. One of those castings that's perfect.
it's so crazy to me because every time I see him as Matt Murdock,
This is the first episode, by the
out
way.
of the kitchen.
Directed by the Loki guys and
Yeah,
Moon Knight. So you already know.
I literally love that every time I see Matt Murdock as a every time I see him as Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, he literally reverts like 10 years of age.
Oh yeah, like he's like, oh, it's insane.
Look at him with this little stick.
Look how happy he is, bro.
Do you remember when he would say in interviews that him playing Daredevil got him messed up?
Yes.
That's crazy. And now he's back.
So this is a paper with. This is so funny. This picture. I don't know why it's making me laugh. It's so cornily photoshopped, like a newspaper would do. Fisk campaign gaining momentum headed into the polls. Vote for Fisk, bro.
He's my mayor.
My mayor. My man.
My man mayor.
My man mayor. Here's White Tiger. Now this is okay.
There are so many characters just got like leaked.
Okay. What are your thoughts on this suit?
Oh. Wow.
I do not.
We gotta see the front.
It's either gonna look really good or really bad. That's where I'm at.
He's just a guy wearing like a white hoodie and some white cargo pants, and he drew some black lines on it.
It's just a white bangle.
It is a
He's just a white Bengal tiger.
That's nuts.
Which he is. That's his name.
Ooh, let me get some of those Pringles. Ooh.
Can you just imagine if you were walking and you had no idea what was happening? Could you just imagine? I know that there's cameras around, but still, could you just imagine seeing this?
You're just walking around seeing somebody dressed like this? Be like, oh, it's one of them furries. That's what I think.
Could you imagine just watching like Daredevil like walk around like and you think he's blind? Do you think he's actually like a blind person? You must be like, this is a sick joke. They're filming a blind person right now. Like having no context of like what's happening. This is terrible.
Do you remember when Marvel used to literally shut down blocks and blocks of like cities?
And bro, now they're just filming in Midtown. Like they're just in New York.
They're just in New York.
Which makes sense, which I like.
Yeah, I like that. I like that's a New York-based show, and they're in New York, but that's funny.
It's just like, oh my goodness. But then also, how are people getting like this close? Like, what?
I don't know. Where's security at?
What are they doing? They're not doing.
Like
this was from a day, Alex. This was like, there's like a ton of photos. Here, this is one I want to point out. Muse was also confirmed to be in the show. And then we saw a picture of him. I wonder, I'm not gonna be able to find that. I don't think I didn't see that. Wrong screen. Nice job, Bozo. Yes, there's some graffiti. It says signed by Muse, I believe. Can you like? There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
Muse. By the way, fire graffiti at Kingpin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me, Alex. So Reportedly, a lot of this is from this is the first episode, and then everybody online has seen Foggy, Karen, and Matt walking down the street. And also, we know that it's now officially Nelson, Murdoch, and Paige. Alex, what are your thoughts? We got a first look at White Tiger. We got Kingpin and Daredevil having a scene together. We got the big three. We got Muse. What are your thoughts on all of this? And also, just to go into it, there are reports though that Foggy and Karen still might get killed in the first episode. This still might be on the table.
Okay. Well, why? Here's my thoughts. Hire better security.
Okay.
Maybe close the street or two off so you can film in private. And this show's looking wacky, but in a good way.
Right. I think that's a good way to put it. It's so funny to me, Alex. Like, this literally, like, there was one. I think it's like a couple of guys that took video. Like, this guy is literally just across the road from like a show that is millions of dollars. You couldn't have somebody just being like yelling, "Move along," just like keep going. At the very least,
Yeah.
not even block the road off. Just somebody being like, "Go, you have to go."
Or just like, you see that video of those protesters that went in there and threw the soup at the Mona Lisa, and then how they got the like black curtains. Why couldn't you do that?
Yeah.
We're shutting this off. You can't see.
Right.
Like, at least that, because then at least you'd at least save some surprises. I wouldn't be surprised if the major like shots in the show get leaked.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, are we gonna like? Yeah, bro. Like, what if we just saw them brawling in New York? Like, just like in the
What if
street?
we literally see like Punisher versus like Daredevil?
It'd be nuts.
It'd be like when we saw the Deadpool and Wolverine fight get leaked. Like, y'all.
I like filming on locations. I still like it.
Yes, I like it better than the volume or CG or green screen or anything
always,
like that.
100%.
But come on, man. Come on.
You're filming in the biggest city in the world.
Filming in the biggest city in the world, and you're just kind of like, all right, guys, you can watch.
You're in Midtown. You're in Midtown. You're quite literally just in the heart of New York.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'm glad nothing made. The White Tiger thing is kind of major because it kind of leads to why Kingpin becomes mayor, but we kind of already know why outlaw and vigilantes, like that stuff. I will say, just a slight spoiler, White Tiger is stopping somebody. I think accidentally gets a cop killed. So yeah, that's not good. I think there is a report, or just and in general, there is a report that Punisher might just be out there killing cops.
Oh.
So, I mean, if that's the case, Kingpin, obviously, like him, outlaw and vigilantes would be like something people can rally behind. Yeah, I'm really interested. The White Tiger suit is like
kind of mid, but again, we got to see the front. We got to see it finalized.
It just looks so like vibrant, like too vibrant, like such a stark juxtaposition to like the other suits I assume we'll see.
Yeah, I
like
hope
darker tone.
I wonder what suit Daredevil will have in the show. I wonder if he'll have the red suit or the ketchup and mustard suit.
What if he went the full yellow?
Ooh, that'd be weird. But I don't know.
I liked the one he wore in Echo.
Yeah.
Or we could go to the season 3.
I think
the She-Hulk one's okay to me.
I think the She-Hulk, Echo, or the season 3 one will be fine.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We could touch on some more miscellaneous stuff when we have time. Did you see Echo was only $40 million?
I could see it.
I will say, for a production value that low, I think you got pretty good quality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you could cut costs, like they talk about, and still get that quality, I'm down. What that does, unfortunately, mean, though, is that they didn't they didn't get paid a lot because they weren't A-list. Because remember, how much did Samuel L. Jackson get for like Secret Invasion? Was it like
Too much.
30 mil or something like
Something like
that?
that. Yeah, man's got like a whole bag, got a whole bloodline worth of money for one show.
Yeah. No, do you have anything else you want to discuss? Oh, X-Men 97 probably coming out mid to late March.
There you go.
Excited. Been watching it, trying to watch it, but we're busy with college basketball. Super Bowl is coming up in a couple of weeks. Gonna be a good game. Fun
See,
game.
look, I didn't even say this when we were talking about the WWE part. Pat McAfee's back in WWE.
I heard.
I'm so excited because he's so good at commentating.
Yeah, he is good at commentating. Yeah, Super Bowl. Be a like it's.
Oh, I did hear about that. Oh God, I don't remember the teams. I don't watch football, y'all. But I did hear that one of those AFC games did smash a huge viewership record.
Yeah, I mean they probably did. I didn't see the viewership.
I don't remember. I remember the number. It was 55 million.
Yeah, football is king in this country, man. It just is.
Just to give a comparison, WWE only averages about 2.5 million.
Which is still pretty good for cable television today.
For cable, and that 55 million is on cable television.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts. 55 million for one football game is insane.
It's crazy. Football is king in America. It's just crazy. You even compare it to basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. We should have a good Super Bowl. I will say that. Should be a good game. A lot of people aren't happy about the teams in it, but those are casuals. Me as a diehard.
I've heard my family talks about football all the time. They're thinking it's going to be an all-timer Super Bowl. So
I think it's going to be a very good, very fun game. Obviously, Patty Mahomes, best quarterback of the 2020s, this generation, but excited to watch. 49ers got a great team, great wide receivers, great defense, great young coach. And it's also a Taylor Swift Super Bowl, so we'll have the Swifties watching, of course,
Yeah, I mean, gosh.
What are your thoughts on Taylor Swift?
Dude, I had this discussion at work. I think people who glorify celebrities are really weird.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. I have my moments where, like, so one of the voice actors is Steve Blum. Star Wars fans know him as Zeb.
Right.
I heard the voice and immediately started freaking out because I love him. I love his voice actor. He's also the voice actor of a Call of Duty Zombies character that I love. So I freaked out. That I think is okay. Yep. But I think if you're going to watch a whole football game because Taylor Swift might make a small appearance,
right?
You're nuts. You're weird. Seek help. It's also like, I don't know if you've seen this discussion, but like, it's like on that same vein of like going to airports where like celebrities are going to be and waiting out there to have them sign a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're weird.
Just to sell it on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're insane to me. Like you're really weird.
Also, the idea of like the flip side of it, where like grown-ass men are like complaining that they show her for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it how it's become a story, and I get it. It does I'm not gonna lie, it does sometimes frustrate me. I won't watch the game. But like it's 20 seconds of the game. And it's become less and less as we've gone further into the season. It's like, who cares? Just watch the game, On the flip side of that, it's like
it's a mess. It's a mess. And then you have like the whole AI Taylor Swift drama that's going on right now.
I saw that. That's crazy.
I didn't want to see the pictures, but my Twitter timeline said I needed to see them.
I didn't see them. I didn't see them at all.
And so it's just like now there's like all these
AI is scary, dude. It is.
But now there is a potential because it's Taylor Swift specifically. There are some lawmakers who are looking to put a stop on AI usage.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know. Cool, because it's like I think their whole basis of it is like, look at this. This is basically like you're defaming Taylor Swift by making these pictures.
And somebody could think it's real.
Yeah.
Absolutely real.
So I could I could see it. I could see that. I could see that the U.S. will probably be the first major country to put a huge like hammer on AI usage.
I saw once they tried to ban like social media apps for 16 and under. I think they
Florida,
passed.
yeah,
I don't know how it's going to go into effect. Those things are hard to always go into effect, but
yeah. It's especially like in a day and age. Like, look, y'all, hands in the air. Before I turned 18, I said I was born in 1993 on every website.
oh yeah,
Okay,
right.
so I think you're gonna get them to stop. Kind of. I just don't think you're gonna see people who are 15 posting on Instagram in Florida. So
Listen, I like it personally.
I think it's good because I think social media brain rot is a real problem.
It is. It's just mind numbing.
Mm-hmm.
I get so much more gratification. I was telling you about this before. Like I talked with my roommates for like 3 hours about the most random things, but it was
Yeah.
interesting. Talk about ancient Egypt, like the Romans, like that's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. We talk about like school stuff. We play
Yeah.
pool. Like we've been playing pool for multiple hours. Think about that. Just playing pool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you get off of the social media. You
Yeah.
just get off of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like at work lately, because we've been so slow, we'll literally play like Family Feud. Who are you smarter than a fifth grader? Like we
Yeah.
won't like stuff like that is just stupid fun.
It makes your brain work. Social media just rots
Mm-hmm.
brain. I don't watch
I,
TikTok as much as I used to.
yeah. I mean, hey, look, I'm somebody who I'm not gonna lie. 2 in the morning, I'm still scrolling on TikTok. But I mean,
I can. Yeah.
there's still limits where you just got to be like, maybe it's time to just turn the phone off and just flip it down. We're done
I
for
go
the
on
day.
my Twitter, but my Twitter's mostly to get information sometimes now.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram's Instagram. It's always going to be Instagram. Facebook's Facebook. Just
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat's the one that's probably the first one that goes for me.
Oh, Snapchat's so bad. Snapchat's so weird to me because now they have all these content creators on there.
Right.
Weird.
They make millions of dollars just posting
Millions.
pictures.
And it's not even that they're posting pictures. They're posting like thousands of videos and pictures. And you're just like, bro, that's not okay.
I get Snap as a way of communication. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't know. We live in an interesting day and age.
Sure do.
That's it for the show. We don't know when we'll be back next. I assume after the Super Bowl, we'll get a Deadpool trailer. Oh no, shit. This is what I wanted to mention. Did you see this whole thing about everyone is seemingly upset about the new Suicide Squad game I saw?
I sure have, and I'm with them. What a
Well, it's not his
disrespect to
last
Kevin Conroy.
but it's not his last performance,
Not
I
yet.
guess.
Not his last. I think he has. I don't remember if it's an animated series or movie that he's going to be a part of.
The Cape Crusader and Infinite Crisis, I think.
Yeah. I don't remember. So I don't remember which is coming first
I will say
or
it's a
last.
stupid
But
way to end the Arkham Batman character
yeah,
in
that's
general.
what I don't like about it. That's like hella disrespectful. You end Arkham Batman just by shooting him in the head.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, no less.
I watched them like people like this is no way the Arkham Batman. I'm like
2 thumbs down.
because I didn't play the games, but I kind of know what happened. I'm like, are they talking about the Arkham Batman that I'm thinking of? And then I looked, I'm
Yeah.
like, no way.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was hearing all this
No way.
I was hearing all this controversy, and I was like, it can't be that bad. And I saw
I was like,
Harley
okay,
Quinn just
Batman
shoot him.
died. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and
And
I
I'm
saw
like,
Harley Quinn shoot him, and I done flipped my chair. I was like, an iconic video game character was just shot to death.
by Harley Quinn.
Harley freaking Quinn. I love Harley Quinn in the Arkham series. No way, man. No way.
That Batman has some of the most iconic Batman moments ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And he died unceremoniously.
Who thought that when they like, oh my God. Sometimes I'm like, And I get it. A lot of people are using it to like say, "Oh, this is so terrible that they did this to Conroy." Like, well, they didn't know that.
Yeah,
like,
they didn't like hindsight's a really powerful superpower to have.
Yeah,
but,
it is. It is. It's our most powerful superpower.
Even that, it's not even like so much as a disrespect to Kevin Conroy, because I don't think it is. It's a disrespect to the Arkham Batman.
Right.
Like, that's what I get behind. So,
Yeah.
sad times, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna do it. We'll be back probably in a couple weeks to review a trailer.
Hopefully,
Deadpool 3. Yeah.
Better.
So that's gonna be fun. As always, may the force be with you. May you stay burned with glorious purpose, and we will see you in the next stream. Peace out. And we are